Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Michael Fisk with Tri-States. Today is Friday, October 23rd. We'll just get going here, make sure everything is set up properly. I hope it is. Again, I am by myself, and there is a presentation that I want to show, so hopefully everything will work out, well on that. But bear with me in case something gets muddled here. My dog comes running across the screen or something like that. If you are driving, once again, please turn this off and watch it later. It is always recorded and posted on Facebook and YouTube. But for those of you that can get in, please send any questions, comments. Yeah, anything that you have, and we'll just give it a couple of seconds here while people are getting logged on. I don't see any comments yet. Can everybody hear me okay? Hopefully somebody will jump in if you cannot, hear me. But yeah, let me make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, Mike Harrelson, thanks. Christine, thanks. Appreciate it. I'll try to keep up on the comments, the best that I can, here. But yeah, go ahead and get them sent in, and I'm happy to cover them for sure. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Barbara. Catherine. Um, yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll go and get started here. Okay, so Facebook Live. Today, Friday, October 23rd. Just for some quick announcements here. Um, Open enrollment for health insurance benefits, other company benefits starts November 4th through November 18th. For those of you, that want to jump in here. Now, I know there's different rules, and if you have other questions about, your eligibility and everything, get with HR. Cheryl will be doing, an in-depth, Facebook Live on what an open enrollment means, probably 2 weeks from now. Next week, so last week Russ Thompson, did our Facebook Live and did a real deep dive, on brake systems, and how to keep them from overheating. So, and we got a ton of, great response, from all of you guys saying, hey, do more of those kind of things. Let's get better. That's kind of, training, that is useful. And a couple of people in the office, who's never had their CDL was asking, isn't this something that all drivers know? Isn't this something that, is taught in CDL schools? And as you all know, it is not taught in CDL schools. So we do, we'll take the opportunity to do a better job of getting, various people, various managers, various leaders, and we want to get drivers involved in doing, some real in-depth, subject matters like Russ did with the brake buyers yesterday. Next week, Frank will be from broadcasting from the Peoria yard with George, hopefully, and we'll be doing deep dive on APUs. Ken Armstrong recommended that we do something on winterizing, ourselves and our trucks. And I think that's a really good suggestion as well. If you guys have other recommendations, of topic matters that you would like, experts, within the company to get into, please send them my way. We'll get John. I mean, his background is in banking and finance. We can get Dan Beckett, our CFO, in here. We can get Amira Baker. She's our, general counsel. Talk about, the things that they do, which I think is useful and helpful for all of us. Obviously, we can get Vonda Cooper and Wade Fackrell, Hopefully we can get Bruce from the shop, Rob, and breakdown and that kind of stuff. So any subject matters that you really like for us to cover, let me know. And we'll get it scheduled and do it again. So thanks again to Russ last week for getting it involved in that. I suspect in the next month, John is supposed to be in Phoenix. We can do another Facebook Live with John here. I want to talk about holiday work schedules, okay? And that's a subject matter that comes up at this time of the year every year. It's not easy, okay? I mean, it's our practice is historically has always been the drivers are guaranteed either Thanksgiving or Christmas, at home. And this is hard, okay? I mean, you guys make enough sacrifices, with your home time and everything throughout the year. It seems like the least we can do is get you home for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And trust me, we're very cognizant of that desire and want to fill that desire. With that said, I mean, many of our customers, have increased needs and shipping needs, because of the retail season, through Thanksgiving and even through Christmas. Because of what we do, I mean, we do, DOD, we do, arms, ammunition, explosives, we do haz waste. But the nature of what we do and the kind of trucks we have and the security, that we have, the backgrounds, the quality of our drivers, we are getting more and more, customers that have nothing to do with the traditional, models that we normally service, and saying, "Hey, that's the kind of truck, that's the kind of driver that we would like to move our freight, because it's high value, it's important, or whatever." And you guys are seeing that, that we're doing, especially now in the retail season. One of the adjustments that COVID has done is Amazon shipping and at home deliveries is just done a tremendous explosion in freight movements that we can cover. So it's our customers dictate their needs, and our ability to service the customers in their high time and their high priority season during the holidays often is what allows us to continue to get the freight that we need throughout the year. So yes, we would like to get everybody home for both Thanksgiving and Christmas, but sometimes our customers just don't permit that. With that being said, we're going to take care of our drivers. Okay, I mean, it's if you guys don't understand that you're the most important resource that the company has to offer our customers, then we need to do a better job of communicating that. If you have something going on where you've already taken Thanksgiving off and now you're saying, "Hey, for some reason I need to have the Christmas time at home," give us a call. Work with your driver manager. Work with Vonda Wade. Chris Howard, Christina Church. Get JD, the driver ambassador, involved. If necessary. But our practices are in place. To give the drivers as much as we can, but at the same time, fulfill the commitments and obligations that we have for our customers. So hope all of you can understand that. And if you have any questions about that, we get it and send them in. Okay, I mean it's and we'll take care of the needs as we need to for each of you individually. So any questions, comments about that, let me know. Okay. Speaking of the open enrollment period, I want to get into our 401k program. Okay. And so if I were to ask you, I mean, I'm going to kind of cover this up a little bit, but I'm going to get back to this. For those of you that are eligible, I asked our HR for the numbers. I think that we have about 500 and some employees that are eligible for the 401k program, and I think we're less than 50%. Of those that are eligible are participating in a 401k program. And here's my question to you. Okay, I mean it's if I said, "Hey, if you give me $20, I will give you another $20 back. I will give you $40 in return." Who would turn that down? Okay, if I asked you to say, "Hey, give me $20 and I'll give you $100 in return," who would turn that down? And the way the 401k programs work is essentially that, okay? You make some investments, the company matches it, the stock market and investments will continue to add to it, and that's how you grow your $20 into $100. And I'll explain that real briefly here, as we go through this. I do want to address Catherine Wiseman real quickly. I'm good running both holidays, so those who want to spend time with their families can. Catherine, that's awesome, and this is one of the things that makes Tri-State a really cool company. Okay, I mean it's those drivers that don't have a need to be home, and willing to run both holidays so others can be home. That's awesome, and Catherine, I appreciate that. We appreciate that, and that's the kind of culture that I hope we can continue to build there. Okay, so back to the 401k. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on that. To keep everybody on, I'm going to share with you guys, if I can as well, a new promotional video that we have as well. So I want to get some feedback on that. Okay, but let's go the 401k. Okay, so it's free money. Okay, and I'm going to kind of explain here why it's free money. Okay, before I get into that, though, I would suggest, and I'm not a financial advisor, okay. If you have high interest debt, credit cards, payday loans, something like that, get rid of those first, okay. I mean, it's it's there's no point in paying high interest, to try to collect 10% interest, on your money. You got to get rid of all your high interest, debt. We've all got mortgages, we've all got, or house rents, we've all got, car loans, type of thing. Those are standard, and interest rates right now are pretty low, so those are things that you can generally carry. But if you're paying 20% interest on your credit cards, if you're paying God knows what kind of, interest on your payday loans, I mean, it's get rid of those first, okay? But the way that the 401k program works, all right, for if you make just round numbers, if you're paid $100, okay, you contribute $3 of those $100. The company immediately will match you that $3. Okay, so in a very real sense, you invest $3, the company immediately gives you another $3 on top of that. Okay, so you've got $6 now. Okay, it gets a little clunky here, after the 3% match, but if you contribute up to 5% of your, of your personal contribution to the 401k program, the company matches immediately up to 4% of that 5%. So if you can see there, it's 100% up to 3%, and then 4% up to 5%. Give me a call or give HR a call, and we'll go through this for you individually there. But it's free money is what it is. Okay, I mean it's everybody that can. I would encourage you to take advantage of this. Okay, so what happens when you put the money, contribute the money to the 401k program? It can get really intimidating. I talk to a lot of people, some of my recruiters and officers say, hey, I don't know anything about the stock market, I don't know how to invest, you don't need to know anything. Okay, it's through Fidelity Investments, who is a massive investment firm. They handle all of that. Now you can go into your website, or you can call them and say, hey, this is how much risk I want to take or not risk I want to take. But you can be as involved as you want to be or not involved as you want to be, and Fidelity will manage all of that for you. Okay, you just sit there and collect the stock market returns, essentially on it. And for the most part, they're going to put it into a mutual fund, which is less risky, and it's going to, basically what a mutual fund is you're purchasing many individual companies, instead of having to go out and buy stock in 100 companies. A mutual fund is kind of doing that, and so you just buy a mutual fund, and they're invested in many companies within that fund. It's as simple as you want it to be, or as complicated as you want it to be if you have a high interest in investing. But don't be afraid of it. Okay, I mean, once you get it set up, you can largely ignore it if you want. There, but it's not. It doesn't have to be a difficult process. My encouragement is, to do it. Okay. I mean, I'm going to go through some quick numbers here, just so you can kind of see how it works here. Christine Peterson, are owners able to take advantage of 401k programs? The answer is no, because 401k are set up for employees of companies, and as you know, owner operators are not employees. However, if you get with your accountant, if you get with your financial advisor, there are often ways that you can set up your own investment type programs that give you tax incentives and so forth. That's one of the advantages of 401k for company drivers here, is that it's pre-tax. So you get a tax incentive to put into the 401k. However, for owner operators that cannot participate in 401k, the principles are still sound. Even if you don't get the company match, on that, you should still save. And I'm going to explain why and how that works here in a second here. Okay. So in our example, that the numbers I'm going to run through here, okay, our average company driver averages about 79,000 a year. We've got some drivers over six figures. Most of our first year drivers will be somewhere around 65 to $70,000 a year in their first year. But blended all in, our entire company fleet, averages about 79, $80,000 a year. Okay. So under this, okay, if you do your 5% contribution, you'd be about $76 a week contribution. Okay. Roadmaster Group, remember, will match 80% of that. So again, the $76, I don't know what the 80% is. We'll call it $60. Okay. Immediately, you go from $76 to 130. There with the company match. Okay. We're going to assume that generally the stock market historically will average about 10% a year. This year has been pretty volatile, with COVID and everything, so there's a lot of volatility in years like this. Last year is a really good year. I mean, I think average return is probably like 20%, type of thing, but it's it just kind of works over time. I mean, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, but it just works over time here. Okay. So and then in this example, age 45 is what I'm just going to kind of assume here. Okay. So if at the age of 45, and I don't know if you guys can see this, okay, year one, your $76 contribution, each week will equal about 40,000, or I'm sorry, $3,900 that you have saved in a year. So basically $4,000. Okay. With the company match and at 10% interest, at the end of that first year, you save $3,900. You'll be somewhere around $7,800 total, in your, investments, 401k, there. So time after time after time, that compounds. And, and if there's, different formulas, the rule of 72, which would, explain real quickly how often your money doubles and everything. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds on this, but the point that I want to highlight, okay, $3,900 a year, okay, do it for 20 years, and at the age of 65, you'll be around $500,000. Okay, your total, saving is to be about $83,000. Okay, and it'll be worth about $500,000. That's the power of interest. Okay, and especially for I mean, I grew up in Illinois, and many of my friends and family members, I mean, those of us that grew up in rural areas, we don't ever think about retiring. I mean, it's we all kind of just assume we're going to work, at least part-time, and until the day we die, type of thing. But that's not the way that wealthy people think. I mean, wealthy people assume they're going to retire at 55, 60, 65, type of thing. This is the pathway to do that. Just save something. Okay. And again, if the wolf's at your door and you're struggling, to pay your bills on a week to week basis, I get it. I mean, you got to figure that out. But if you have reach a point where you've got an extra $20, $50, $100 each paycheck, start saving it. because that is your pathway to retirement, and those dollars add up, very quickly and very aggressively. I mean, again, $4,000, a year, it turns into 500 grand, for, over a period of time. So I encourage you to participate in a 401k program. Okay. Let me go to some comments here. Um, Chase Stroud would like to see someone touch on proper attire and professionalism in dealing with customers. I think it goes a long way. They remember the little things when booking their next load. Chase, Andrew, I mean, that is absolutely right. We touch upon this, seems like a couple of times a year, and that is a great point, to make. It's yeah, I don't know how to say it any better than what just did there, Chase. So I echo that as well. So um, okay, if you guys want to hang in there for here, let me I'm going to try to play a video that our media partner, Calling Media, has created for us, and I think you'll enjoy. Hold on a second here. I hope you can see this okay and hear it okay, and let's give it a try here. Nope, hold on a second. Well, I think it's because I have the speaker turned off, but the feedback may turn into a problem here. Let's see what we get.
Honor, integrity, pride. These are just some of the words we use to describe the men and women who drive for Tri-State, the leader in high security transportation. They're an elite crew of the highest paid truck drivers in the nation, hauling secured government freight, such as arms, ammunition, and explosives for our country's military. How would you like to work for a trucking company that not only serves our nation, but offers the highest pay in the industry, full benefits, and guaranteed pay? That's right. When you can't be on the road due to weather, mechanical breakdown, or freight availability, you still get paid. Even if you're stuck in a blizzard, you get paid. That's the Tri-State way. If you have over 1 year of over-the-road experience and a hazmat endorsement and have what it takes to drive vital cargo for our military, then you need to make the call. Call 888-869-8866. That's 888-869-8866. Or go to tristatesecured.com. Honor.
Anyway, I just realized that we actually have a more updated and newer version of that, but there's a couple of slides in there that we wanted to get changed and make adjustments on, so we did there. So anyway, we are continuing to grow. There's some really cool things going on or happening right now. It's listen, as a company, we want to be a company where drivers, want to be associated with and are proud of, and there's some projects going on and some opportunities, that John and our executive team is pursuing, and we're going to continue to grow, and our customers have asked us to continue to grow, so we are always looking for good drivers, in addition to the drivers that we currently have. So anyway, let me just real quickly. Okay, go through there. All right, so just as a final thought, for this, and um, there's a spike in COVID. As a company, I think we're over 20 of our employees and drivers, and which includes owner operators as well, that have been afflicted with COVID. Thankfully, we haven't had, any casualties. We've had a few that it was a hard fight, and so mask up. I mean, it's again, we don't want to get into politics, of those and everything, but be respectful of one another, and let's just do what we can to help each other stay healthy, there. So we appreciate all of you guys. Have a great weekend. Any comments, thoughts, or any other feedback, please share them with us. And we will see you next week. It'll be Frank, next week, talking about APU. If you guys haven't had a chance to meet Frank, this will be fun for all of you. Appreciate you. Thank you.